And the whole time we was talking, he was writing to the song in his head.
Ooh, that's
and
cold.
He wrote a 16, but Get Throwed is 12s. The verses are 12s. So he had actually wrote a 16, and he was shooting at another rapper on that verse.
Son foreign, I'm torn on foreign land. Worldwide, I'm known for the arm in hand. Heard the street.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
I'll talk about Get Throwed with Jay-Z on that one too. That's the only other one I think that you did with Jay on it, was it? Or was
Yeah.
it? So that Get Throwed, that whole situation, I don't want to stay on it long, but man, to have him on the second song with you and just the layout of how that all happened. And when Pimp came home, I think he got on that verse and redone his verse or something. He was fly. I can tell you that, burning money.
So,
hold up. Pimp CPH real nigga. Polo fuck that heel figure.
it was a song that he had recorded. It was some music that Pimp had recorded.
2 years before that,
yeah,
right?
prior to that. It was actually older than that. Because,
it was older than that?
Yeah, because it was music he had recorded before he went to jail. He went to jail. He was in prison for almost 4 years.
4 years.
You know what I'm saying? So that verse was actually that old, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted to make I thought it was the coldest shit I'd ever heard. When the old man brought me that song.
Yeah, Jay Prince.
Jay Prince.
Mr. Lee had done did something with it.
So Jay Prince structured that song.
He structured it.
Yeah, so the hook from Zero was already on the song.
Okay.
Good weed, good drink, big money. Hey, rolling in.
Okay.
Chad's verse was already on the song. I jumped in that hole and I thought it was cold right there.
I came in the dope, I said it before. I never fuck a hoe without head no more. I never pull up with nothing less than a four.
I thought just like that, it was cold. He said, "No, we're gonna put that boy on this thing. We're gonna put that boy on this thing," you know. And it took us a while to get him, you know what I'm saying? But the old man was determined. And we went up there, and my wife would tell you, we went up there and sat, and we in the room, and the beat is playing, and we talking for probably about 30, 40 minutes. We just sitting and talking the whole time. And then he's like, "All right, let me go do this shit." And the whole time we was talking, he was writing to the song in his head.
Ooh, that's
and
cold.
He wrote a 16, but Get Throwed is 12s. The verses are 12s. So he had actually wrote a 16, and he was shooting at another rapper on that verse.
Son foreign, I'm torn on foreign land. Worldwide, I'm known for the arm in hand. Heard the street.
If you know the time and know who he was beefing with, and you listen to the bars towards the end of Get Throwed, you get a sense of who he was shooting at. But with the other 4 bars, because when he laid it the first time, he was getting into the other 4 bars.
I'm retarded with the Glock, nigga. Clip by clip, the competition is none. They cease to exist. Let it breathe a little bit. He's off his rock.
And he was like, "Yo, what happened with the music?" And I was like, "Oh, damn, it's the 12. You know what I'm saying? If you want, you know, I'll stretch it for you." He's like, "No, I'll cut it. I'll cut it." That's why it end like it do. So when you hear him say, "Y'all should want more,"
backwards, y'all should want raw. Y'all should want more and more and more
and more and more. That was him improvising the end of a 12 because he went from "y'all should want more" to some other shit.
Wow.
You know, so the rhyme didn't end right there. So it's actually a very awkward ending.
It is an awkward
ending.
ending when you said that.
When I explain this to you now, it's actually it's an open-ended ending is what it is, really, because he didn't really say, it's basically, as in the words of my brother, and it's a line under that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I loved it, man. I want to get into Trill Burger. Oh, go ahead.
Before you get into that, I had a question. So
go for it.
When I see you as a very calm person. Not a very hot-headed person, very calculated and so forth. How do you handle stress compared, like, back in your 20s compared to now?
I have better outlets for stress now. Like, I didn't relax, right? Like, for me, I didn't feel, very honestly, just being very transparent, I didn't feel like a man if I wasn't working. I felt men worked. I felt if you can get up in the morning and you got the strength, you're supposed to go to work somewhere, right? You're supposed to be doing something with your day. Even if you're not going to a physical site, right? You need to be up on a computer, on the phone, or something working. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you look, there are certain rappers that are super talented, sell a bunch of records and got money. And then you see other rappers who are maybe just as talented, right? And maybe don't sell as many records, but make good money, right? Because that's what they focused on. Then you got people who, many people would say, don't have a lot, if any, talent at all. And they're multi-millionaires. That means all they thinking about is money and hustle.
Right.
Right? And we can always pinpoint these people. You can look through hip-hop, through this generation, the one before. You can see the individuals that you know, well, yeah, they rich because he made this record and that shit sold all these records. And they're like, well, yeah, I guess so, but damn, what is he? He ain't supposed to be richer than him. I mean, he was cool. He was record. We fucked with it. But that nigga ain't had no multi-platinum album. Why he shining like that? Because he wasn't focused on what the dude that just, you make a hit record and the machine starts working for you.
That's real.
Right? The machine starts working for you and there becomes less and less of what you're required to do. You gotta want to know more about the music industry. You got to want to know where money is going, who getting paid what, why am I only getting this? Because you can live off the advances and the show money, right? And have a nice sustainable life, but there's no mailbox money. There's no money that's just showing up. You got this money that you got to go get, and then you got money that comes back. Right? And a lot of rappers don't operate like that. And that's cool because everybody don't have the same experience. You know what I'm saying? For everybody, money ain't a primary goal. For some people, it is. It's one of the top goals. And for a small few, it's the only fucking goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there are people who, and I'm just going as an example, I got to show my respect. There are people who should be richer than Rick Ross.
You're right.
There are people that sell way more music than Rick Ross, right? Sell way more albums than Rick Ross, tour more than Rick Ross, that's not as rich as Rick Ross because they not focused on that shit. People like him, people like Baby and Slim, people like P, these people had plans. Rap was never the ceiling. That was the stepping stone to get to other shit. Puffy, people like that. Hove, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're wealthy. That's why these niggas is wealthy. Right? Because it was never about, once I make it as a rapper, I made it. No. If I can make it in that, I can use that to do this. I can position myself like this. And as you get higher up the totem pole, you got to start curating your life.
That's real.
You got to walk in these rooms and know who you supposed to talk to. I learned from Chameleon. Chameleon get invited to everything. Can afford to go and can afford to go anywhere. But he's like, I don't go to a lot of these places because the main dude ain't gonna be there. I want to talk to the main man. I don't want to talk to them. I am the CEO of my company. I need to talk to the CEO of your company.
That's some real talk for
you. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.